Just as the wheelchair was about to crash into a little girl, she gently raised her hand. A red koi swirled above her head, and the wheelchair miraculously stopped in front of her. The old man saw the mark on her hand, identical to his grandson's. He suddenly realized this little girl might be his great-granddaughter, and just as he suspected, 5 years ago, the girl's mother accidentally entered the CEO's room after drinking. In his dazed state, they had a one-night encounter. The woman thought he was a handsome guy her best friend had arranged. She left $200 as a thank you, without even seeing his face clearly. By the time the CEO woke up, the bed was empty. He immediately ordered a full-scale search for her, but 5 years passed without a single clue. He had no idea that woman had given birth to quadruplets. At the same time, the CEO's grandfather was worried sick, because his grandson was still unmarried. Desperate to hold a great-grandchild, he turned to luck and fate for answers. But unexpectedly, the koi mark on his grandson backfired, and made him fall. While arguing with his grandson, the old man's wheelchair suddenly lost control, and sped downhill. Just as disaster was about to strike, a pink figure rushed in, using her tiny body to stop the runaway chair. The old man saw the koi mark on her hand, exactly like his grandson's. The CEO arrived right after, but before they could compare marks, the girl heard her mother calling, and quickly ran off. Luckily, the old man quietly pulled a hair from her head, and ordered his assistant to run a DNA test. The result, a 99.9% match. The old man was overjoyed. The CEO finally realized the girl must be the child from 5 years ago. He immediately locked down the park to find the girl and her mother. Meanwhile, the woman and the kids were watching a crowd. Curious, she moved closer, only to see a job recruitment poster from the CEO's company. $1 million salary made her eyes light up. She tore down the poster and went to apply, completely missing the missing persons flyer next to it. Soon she arrived at the interview venue. The other candidates whispered among themselves, talking about the CEO's incredible luck, winning every lottery ticket he bought. Powerful background, handsome and still single. The woman listened closely, a dreamy look appearing on her face. Just then, the assistant came out to explain the rules. First, you must have a child. Second, the child must be a daughter. Third, the daughter must be at least 5 years old. These conditions matched her perfectly. Everyone else was shocked. She became the only one accepted. When she entered the CEO's office, he asked her, "Do you know why we hired you?" She said because she had a child, and wouldn't chase after the CEO romantically. But the CEO said he was unmarried, but a woman secretly gave birth to his daughter. She thought it was just a typical rich family inheritance fight, but as the CEO described the child, her heart skipped a beat. Everything sounded like her daughter. She quickly pulled out a photo to show him. Just then, a scheming woman barged in. From her angle it looked like something was happening. She rushed over and yanked the woman away, cursing her on the spot. The CEO stopped her, saying the woman was his newly hired assistant, and that he had already rejected the marriage arranged by his family. The scheming woman was left speechless, storming off in anger. Afterwards, the CEO invited the woman and her daughter to attend tonight's banquet. She agreed without hesitation, unaware that the real purpose of the event was to reveal footage of the little girl, and enlist the whole city to help find her and her mother. At the banquet, the woman and her daughter cautiously enjoyed the food, only to run into the scheming woman again. This